Hello and welcome back to our playthrough of Aeon Trespass Odyssey. Today we will be doing a battle with the Chimera Metastasios level 2. This will be the second battle that I've done with him, but it'll be the first recorded battle that we've done with him. Let's jump on over to our battle camera here. Let's pull up his Primordial sheet. He has 14 health at level 2 as opposed to 12. He gets the critical mass trait, which says that every time you out of reach of aid or you deal a wound into the secondary wound stack, you're going to increment a counter. Or add a generic token on the tile, but we're going to run a sheet. We're going to track that with this little counter die here. Move that into view. And then once he gets to 3 or more tokens on there, then he's going to draw and resolve the next AI card. So not just a signature, but doing an AI card there. Then he also gets the highly toxic trait, which is another trait card that we added over here. And it basically says that the higher level he gets, the more he reduces every Titan's ambrosia limit. So right now at level 2, he is reducing us from, all of our current Titans would have a ambrosia limit of 4, but they're now reduced to 3. And that is something we have to be careful of, because in my first fight with the Chimera level 2, that was probably the closest that I got to losing a Titan, was just with ambrosia gain. Related to ambrosia, I have a couple Titans that are starting out with ambrosia. I've decided where I want to put my umbral virus and muck virus viruses, at least for now. So I have the game changer down here, who I've put the umbral virus on. The umbral virus gives, this was a crit item from Denician, but it gives 2 evasion, and let's see, actually is it easier to read if we put it over here? Maybe a little bit. 2 evasion, has to start with this side up. It's a Titan possession, so it's going to be stuck on game changer until he dies, and then at the start of battle he gets 1 ambrosia token. The benefit of this one, I kind of think the 2 free evasion is nice, but you do get, like, once you transform it, if you have 3 ambrosia or 8 or higher fate, you can use an active ability to transform it, and transforming it turns it into this umbral carapace. Now, one thing I'm actually not sure of is that the umbral carapace does not have the Titan possession trait. The umbral virus does, the umbral carapace does not. So I don't know if that means that once you transform it, you can actually take it off a Titan. I'm going to say no, but it's an interesting distinction, I think. But I think, I don't know, to me, rules is intended. It seems like now, once you stick this umbral virus, like, you're kind of infecting this thing with the virus. I don't know. To me, it makes sense that it would stay on there. So it's going to be on our game changer until we lose our game changer. And then we put the muck virus on our logic breaker, just because why not? I mean, he's going to be kind of our main tank Titan. And with these fights against the Chimera, he's going to be getting more ambrosia tokens, and muck virus gives elation 1. So the more elation we can get on Logic Breaker, the better, because we want him shedding those ambrosia tokens. And then I guess the only other notable thing to cover before I start the fight here is the weapons loadout. So I'm not using Horizon's Edge in this battle. That's the scythe that we'd been using on Skyseer, her kind of signature weapon. Instead, I am using, I've moved Remembrance over to Skyseer, which, double check, yes, it is 2-handed weapon. It's a 2-handed crit item that I got in the last fight from Chimera. There was a crit item. We need to try to deal 3 killing blows, essentially, with that in order to evolve it into the next. So we will hopefully be dealing that killing blow with her in this fight, and get it out to 2 out of 3 tally marks. And then Game Changer and Logic Breaker are both supporting or using the Puzzle Axe. Let me make sure I have the right amount of Labyrinth. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, okay. And so both of them have at least 4 labyrinth gear so that they can get deadly on the puzzle axe. And then, of course, we have Earthshaker with Pierce Clipios. The reason I made this change is that I think it does slightly reduce the overall power output that we have with our weapons, but I'm just trying to get more crits in this fight. I want to see if I can get more than 1 core in this. So we'll see if we can accomplish that. One thing to keep in mind too, if we're trying to go for cores, is that he does, because he has these additional rules for, you might not be able to see that well with the lighting. He has additional rules for how you do, like, get the wounds from the wound stack, and at level 2, if we are able to get at least, I think if we can get 7 secondary wounds in that stack, then we can basically get an additional core. So I do want to try to do that, which means we're going to have to try to open up those VPs as early as possible and have Titans attacking from there as much as possible. But we'll see. I also don't want to drag this fight on too long and risk Titans dying. So we'll balance it out there. We do have a graveyard of the frail tile in that top left corner, the northwest corner there. And we want to try to keep the Chimera away from that, because if the Chimera destroys that, then we're going to lose diplomacy with, I think it's a Cyclops tile that I'm on right now. Maybe Helots, I forget, but we would lose a diplomacy there. There are some benefits you can get, but I don't have it high enough diplomacy with any faction for it to really work that way. Yeah, with that, let's go ahead and get this fight started. Put the Primordial sheet back over here. Oh no, I just bumped the camera. That mess up any angle. No, it looks okay. All right. Double checking for start of battle effects. I don't want to gain Dread with Earthshaker because we're going to have enough precision anyway. I don't think we need to start with Dread. So yeah, let's just start. Draw our minor trauma here. And this is Bloodlust, so we're going to get to be able to choose our facing direction for the Primordial. Let's have him face east. And we'll come after the Logic Breaker, hopefully that way. Yeah, all right, so we'll start with an AI 1 on top. We have Statue Swing. Target Titan on vantage point, nothing. Closest Titan in front, in range. It's only Logic Breaker, so he will go after Logic Breaker first. And he's going to do, fix that, pushback and attack. Oh, also something to keep in mind, in case I forget this, please call me out if I don't do this during a fight. 2 of our Argonauts have the Consumed by Rage affliction right now. That's Telebacchus, who is our red, and Olympia, who is our green. So yell at me if I forget to do that, because sometimes I might forget. But that is not the case here. We're going to have the Chimera going after our Logic Breaker, so we're going to do pushback of 5. We can reduce it by 1 if we want, and we might just do that. So go 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Go there, and then we have to leave the Ambrosia Trail tile behind it. Oh, before I get too far, I do have Death Proceeds with Logic Breaker. I did want him to start out with another rage, so I'm going to bump him up from 1 rage to 2 because of that. Then we're going to get 3 dice to evade. We need an 8 or higher to evade here. We have 2 free rerolls. We have no bonus to evasion. Okay. Oh, that is 2 evades. That's a 10, an 8, and a 7. We could have him block one of those. Let's see. The effect is going to be each hit deals 2 danger. If the target is on a VP, displace. Okay, so that part does not apply to us. Well, we get a free reroll, so let's just see if we can evade it anyway. Ooh, that's a 9. That is a full evade. So then we'll proceed to the after attack. The after attack is a gated effective 6 or more fate perform signature. Well, nice that we don't have to worry about that. And that's going to end our Primordial round. So we'll start the Titan round off by rolling for our 13th Muse, Grand Cannon. Ooh, we get an 8, so we get to prime it. Oh, I guess I should have chosen the shot first, but excuse me. We're going to use the shot that allows us to create a VP, and then we're just going to immediately fire that. So we've used up a charge of our cannon. And we'll get to create a VP, but first I need to subtract, what is it? A chimeric tar or super solid relief mass. Oh, 1 second. There we go. Cargo. Let's see, super solid relief mass or chimeric tar. I'll just do a chimeric tar, I guess. Okay. And we will get a VP. Do that back one first, because I always do that one first for some reason. I think it's because of like working my way up the Primordial there. I'm trying to get a bonus core from the resources. I think what I'm going to end up needing to do is, oh, it's not seated on there very well. Oh, I think what we're going to need to do is make almost every attack from the VPs, or I guess if we're absorbed, we can do that too. And I only have reposition with the Sky Seer. That'll make this a little bit more difficult, because what I'd like to be able to do ideally is have Titans get on the VP, do their attack, and then reposition off. But the only one we can do that with is Sky Seer, so we'll have to be a little bit cautious about that. But let's open with our Earthshaker over here. Green. And we will just do a move and attack, I think. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or not move and attack, but move and then try to climb the VP. He does have the Monstaneer, what's it called? Kratos table, so we can get a bonus from that. Let's move this out of the way. So during this climb test, he's going to need a Fury of 8 or higher. Olympia has 1 Fury, so it's going to be 7 or higher, and then we can add half our rage for Monstaneer, round it up, so we need a 6 or higher. That's a 1. Let's try re-rolling that with a fate re-roll. It's a 6. Cool. So we will successfully climb. Then we will attack. Gain rage, get 2 dice. We will get, also I did substitute out Arrow Barrage for this Ambrosia Containment. Arrow Barrage I think has been in my Argo ability arsenal for like as soon as I unlocked it, I don't think it's left that slot. So, but Ambrosia Containment is a little bit more important here. I think we're getting to a point where we can put a decent amount of opening and break tokens in our Kratos pool, so I think we can do without it for now. But yeah, so we're attacking. We're gonna get 1 opening, 1 break from Cold Open. So we have +1 from Periscopios, +1 from an opening, so we're gonna get +2 total. So we need 4 or higher. It's gonna be a 9 and a 4. I will take both of those, thank you. Review our BP1, Shapeless Mass. And this is gonna give us Gelatinous. Do we care? Gelatinous will be a little annoying because the only person who has a Club, Cestus, Slab Sword, or Shield is the Earthshaker. So the next Titan up is going to have to deal with a higher AT value, but that's okay. This is only 3 AT, we have +1 power from Pure Asclepios, so we get 2 black. Maybe I should have gone second with Earthshaker instead of going first, but oh well. Yeah, I probably should have gone with Earthshaker or Logic Breaker first. Too late. So we need 2 power here in order to wound. And the wound effect is going to be exhaust your active weapon. Okay, well, not the best power roll, but we still wound anyway. And we're going to exhaust our active weapon. Okay, I'm going to need to use some additional tokens for these things. I have some of these like little burger tokens that I made. But I only made, I don't know, like 20 of them. But I made some that are like check mark on one side, X on the other, and then other ones that are like check mark on one side, exclamation on the other. I might just grab some of those at some point, or I can make some of these same ones. Anyway, we're going to show this as exhausted. It says exhausted, right? Okay, yeah, not discarded. Then this will go into our wound stack. We get 1 wound there. We'll get a wound into our secondary stack as well. It's going to be in the way. So that goes up by 1. And then we're also going to get a counter on our critical mass trait. Escalate the BP2. 3, 2, 1. BP1 on top. Escalate with an AI2. Three, two, one. AI1. Okay. These will come out. Of course, they have to be primed. You know the drill at this point. I am paranoid about my dice sometimes. Then we'll clear the Kratos pool. Oh, I have to make sure I set gelatinous here on the metamorphosis trait. And we are going to, our Pure Asclepios is exhausted now, so we're not going to get the 2 opening from that. Darn. But we have 3 rage, so we can do, I might even just do 3 break, because we know the next AT is going to be higher because of gelatinous. Everybody else should have at least, not +2 precision, but at least +1. Oh no, actually that's not true, because Remembrance has +0 precision. Dang. I may need to scrap this whole idea of trying to get the core from that bonus, like the wound stack thing, because I think the only way we can do that is if we only wound BP1s and 2s while on the VP. So if we wound a single BP3, I think that pretty much eliminates us from being able to get a core from that trait. And if I wanted to do that, I probably should have gone first with Skyseer, because then she could have attacked from the VP, potentially used a grappling hook. With the critical of this allowed us to, oh actually yeah, Shapeless Mass doesn't even allow you to create a VP at all, so. Alright, well, we're not gonna worry about that trait because we can't reflex off with Earthshaker, so who do I want attacking next? Maybe we'll just do Game Changer. He'll have some extra precision. And so we'll just put 3 breaks in here. I think Game Changer should be able to deal with the extra AT that we have. I could also attack with Temenos Scale Shield with him instead of using his Puzzle Axe, but nah, I want that deadly. I don't think I care a whole lot about where Game Changer goes, so we'll just put them on to there maybe. Did not activate these people. There we go. Yeah, so we'll just go there and then we'll attack. Sure. Gain a rage. Puzzle Axe gets 1 die. We're gonna have +2 precision on Puzzle Axe, plus another one from Repurposed Cryptex, so we only need a 3 or higher to hit here. Ooh, crit! We didn't even need the deadly aspect of it. Nice. All right, I'm feeling this. We're gonna be critting today. I can feel it. Let's see. Ah, well, we could get our muck virus card again. Unfortunately, we can only have one copy of that. I think there is an item that we can craft using the muck virus. But yep, this crit does not help us. Okay, well, let's do the roll here anyway. All right, so it's normally a 4. If you're adjacent or on a VP, you may be immediately absorbed. Yeah, sure, why not? Not really a huge benefit to doing it, but we can get another secondary wound in that stack. And I'm thinking, if we're gonna, I'd rather trip the critical mass early. Like, we're going to trip it at least once during this fight. I'd rather trip it early so that way we're likely to get a lower AI card than if we were to trip it late, which we're more likely to get an AI2 or AI3. So if we trip it early, we're probably at most going to be an AI2. All right, so bloop, Game Changer gets absorbed. I also just kind of want to do it because we're now just having our first Titan be absorbed. Oh, look at that. They're over on the side over there. Maybe, should I put this in a more obvious spot? Like maybe we could do something like that. Is that better? Or even just here? Yeah, let's do that because then it's easier to see it when everybody is on camera. Okay. So he is absorbed. He's attacking as if he was on a VP. We're on the power roll now. Can get 3. Oh, I forgot about the auto break. He's going to get just auto break of 1. And this would normally be a 4 AT, but we're going to get +2 because he is currently gelatinous. So we need 6 or higher here. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6. Amazing. Take that. I need to be more consistent with waiting till after I do all my effects to move the dice out of the way, because then when I have somebody like Logic Breaker who has Overbreak, I'll actually know how many he went over on the AT. Okay, so we get our crit effect here, create a vantage point. We don't have both of them created yet, so we'll swap out that with that. We're going to get a generic token. Should I use a counter die? Sure, why not? We'll get a little counter die on Game Changer here. Actually, technically it doesn't happen yet, but place 1 generic token on the VP. Gain the Muck Virus card and then do an adversary activation. Well, we already have the Muck Virus card, so we can't get it again, so I'm going to say that we also would not do an adversary activation. The text here says, you dive deep into the black muck, hacking and smashing at everything that moves. When you emerge, your body is stained with strange black dots. So that will go into our wound stack. So that goes up to 2. This goes up to 2 as we get another wound in our secondary stack, which means we also bump that up to 2, and that's what would put him up to 1 on the absorbed status there. And we will escalate, put an AI and BP2 in their respective decks. 3, 2, 1. BP2. Three, 2, 1. AI1. These will come out, and we're going to get an opening from Puzzle Axe. We will get a break and opening from his Kratos table. And then we're also going to use Elation 1 to get rid of that Ambrosia. And we get an opening token in its place. And that will end his turn. We're now on the corrosive trait. So after you resolve a successful attack, if your weapon is not stone, relief, divine, hephaestum, cyclopean, or mythic. Well, both our remaining 2 Titan weapons have those traits, so we don't have to worry about it. So either of them can go without fear. I'll go with Skyseer next, I think. She would benefit a little bit more from those opening tokens, and we'll just get on the VP and attack him from there. These are not sitting well. Oh, there we go. All right, so we will go 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll just use her scale ability to climb it automatically. And then let's do an attack, I think. Boom, boom, we'll get just +3 bonus precision from those openings. Okay, so we need a 3 or higher to hit. It's funny how low his 2 hit value is. Right, 3 or higher. Oh my gosh, hell yes. A crit. Another crit. And then let's fate reroll this one. Boom. That's a 9, that hits. Amazing. We're gonna get 2 black and 2 red and auto break 1. And we draw our BP now, right? Yes. Okay. Ruin, Peristasis. We did create 1 vantage point. Okay. I don't need to use my grappling hook because I already crit and this one does create a vantage point. This grappling hook, by the way, I think I mentioned it in a video. I'll probably mention it a few times just in case, but this is an item from the Siren Survivor, so this is an ascended item. It's ascended to the level 2, like power level 2, meaning cycle 2 power level. Yeah, okay. We can roll here. We don't have 7 danger, so we can't get that bonus from Remembrance. That is, ooh, that's a good roll. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's go. This doesn't do a whole lot. Oh, deal an additional single wound. I think that puts us out of the running of actually being able to get the secondary, or that like additional core from the his bonus whatever resource thing. That's okay. Create a vantage point. We already have all of our vantage points created, so I will just put a counter on our Primordial sheet to say that our climb and hold on tests are now easier. Deal an additional single wound. Okay, so we will take this, put it in our wound stack. That will go up to 3. Actually, then we're going to get a single wound here to put this up to 4. We attacked from a vantage point, so that's going to put that up to 3, which means that this is now primed and ready. He's going to do an AI before Logic Breaker goes. And we are at 7 wounds already, which is half of his health. That's pretty nice. We still have 1 attack left. All right, we're going to get a BP. That was a 2, so we'll get a BP 3 in here. Stop in 3, 2, 1. BP 1. Replace a BP2 or an AI2 with an AI3. Three, 2, 1. AI1. Whew, my gosh. Okay, go back to this, clear this out. We are going to get break 3 from Remembrance. Outstanding. Daze doesn't do anything now that we're on a VP. I think Daze is first and second ability window. Just double checking. Yep, that is a rear space. Actually, it might be good to, I may end up doing some reorganizing if I want to keep Remembrance on this Argonaut, because Days is good with a Broken Promise. Oh, actually, no, it's not. It doesn't make a difference. Anyway. Then we will get Cumbersome on Remembrance here. Did I ever increase her rage from attacking? No, because everybody came into this fight with a rage. So she should be at 2 rage. She'll get 1 opening, a black. Opening, black. Oh, and then actually, Game Changer would be now, what, regurgitated? We have a second generic wound on the secondary wound stack. So he comes out, he's going to be put adjacent. So let's see, where do I want people going here? I'll probably end up trying to force the Primordial to come east, then south, and then west, and like wrap around this corner as we're getting our pushback. So if we do that, then maybe we just put the Game Changer like here. Sure. And then we have reposition with Skyseer. I could keep her on the VP, but I'm just nervous with any AI cards that might be like, oh, target all Titans on top of Vantage Points. So let's just reposition her off. Go there. Oh, okay, and she's done, and before I forget, I need to actually go back to Earthshaker really quickly, because when he dealt his wound, he wounded BP1 because of... Oh, no, actually he could not have done this. Periscopius was exhausted, so he could not have used that ability. Never mind. So now we need to do the critical mass and draw an AI card here. Let's put this back to 0. Draw an AI. Paloralgor? I don't know how to pronounce that. It's going to be target is all Titans in sight. Ooh. Let's see. I think the Titan on the VP is not considered to be in sight. I think it has to be specifically targeting Titans on the VP. So it's everybody except Earthshaker. What order we want to do this in? Ooh, Skyseer is going to be the hardest because of she has touched by or consumed by rage. Let's just do her first and get it over with. Get 3 dice. Consumed by rage means that she has to resolve all of the fate gate effects. Actually, I think that's true, but let me double check that. Yes. Okay, so we'll get 3. We need 7 or higher to hit. Boom. That's 1 evade. Does she have any rerolls? Do we want a fate reroll with her? What's the penalty here? Gain 1 ambrosia token. Each hit deals 2 danger. Yeah, I think we should reroll both of them. That is 1 more evade, so we'll take 1 hit, which means we get 1 ambrosia and potentially 2 danger, but can we roll well here for our armor roll? We get 1 danger. At least we reduce it. Dang, that does put her into the threshold of a major trauma, because she has a kind of a crappy trauma table. Major trauma. It's going to be, ooh, marked for death. No, I don't want her to have that. Gain this card and the priority target token. While you have this card, you cannot lose this token. Dang, I don't want her to be the priority target. Okay, let's take this and move this over here. Oh, wait. She needs to keep that card. Okay, so that attack is resolved for her. Next, let's go to Game Changer. He's only gonna have to roll 2 dice? No, he'll have to do 3 as well because he's at 3 fate. He gets 4 rerolls between Umbo Virus and the shield. That's a crit evade. Nothing that we can use yet. Oh, you may immediately perform pushback 2, but he is lumbering, so we can't do that anyway. Okay, so we have 2 evades there. We can get a free reroll on this. 8! That's a full evade. Logic or Game Changer suffers no consequences here. Then we will go to Logic Breaker and only have to roll 2 for him. 7 or higher. Nice, that's a full evade. Maybe I should have gone last with Skyseer because our rolls got better and better each time. Okay, so that attack is now resolved. And we are on Logic Breaker's turn. I'm going to use Reflex Priming and just unexhaust the weapons that we have for our other 2 Titans there. I also just want to do a quick wound check here, make sure this is accurate. Yes, 4 and 3. Yes, we are at 7 still. Okay. We can attempt to have him climb, because he'll have his movement, and then we can maybe do climb up, attack, and then get down. Okay. So let's use her. Then she is yellow. Normally we need a Fury of 8 or higher. She has +2 Fury, so it's 6 or higher. Then we have +1 from tokens on it, so it's 5 or higher. Right? Yes. 5. Nice. Awesome. He's just going head to head with this little statue up here. All right, yeah, we are on the right camera there. So we're going to get our attack. This will be Puzzle Axe. This one is Masterwork, so if we get a crit miss on this, we can re-roll it for free. We have +1, +2, +3 for precision, so we need a 3 or higher. Yep, okay. So we'll attack, gain a rage, roll our die. That's a 2. It's a BP1. I don't need to try to crit on this. That's okay. We'll get a couple of auto break before I forget. It's going to be auto break 2. Right, how many labyrinth cards does he have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, just 4. Okay, so we get P here. Oh, and what was the trait of our last wounded card? Corrosive. Okay, so it's still corrosive. We are attacking with a stone weapon, so it's not going to affect us. And this is going to be an AT of 5. We get 4 red dice. Uh, 3, 4, 5. We do care about auto break. So I'm actually going to do, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to get a little aggressive here. Maybe dumb. I'm going to roll these separately so I don't get them confused. I'm going to use black on this first die. Okay, nice. We'll get the break on that one. And I'm just going to use a power reroll on this one. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from black, 7, 8 from break token. So that's 8. We beat it by 3. We get to create a VP, but sorry, I'm just looking at that crit effect. It's fine. We'll get, we already have both VPs created, so we'll get an extra counter on our reduction of tests. So go into our wound stack. This goes up to 5. We're going to get another wound on our secondary stack. That's 4. This goes up to 1. Then, what am I doing? I start moving dice, but I need to escalate first. That was a BP1, so we'll get a BP2. 3, 2, 1. BP2. Take out a 1, put in a 2. Three, 2, 1. I2. Clear the Kratos pool. We will get an opening from Puzzle Axe. Then we will get Elation 1 from Muck Virus. So that puts another opening token in there. Then, let's see, okay, then we can get 3 Overbreak. We did get enough power for that, so yeah, we're gonna put 3 break tokens in there. Nice. Is that everything? Yes. And then he still has his movement. So let's just go here. I think most of his AIs are closest in front in range. Yeah, because let's see, I'll do what, a pushback of 5, which I can reduce to 4. That would put me 1, 2, 3, 4. And then after that, let's say another pushback would be 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, just at some point I need to be able to reflex over to here so I don't get crushed. And that was a super solid card, so we'll move that to the super solid trait. And I think we are done. That here. Boom, boom, boom. We are now in the Primordial round. Temple Fall. Titan on Vantage Point is our target. So that's going to be our Earthshaker. We're going to do pushback. Okay, so it's just going to move straight ahead. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You can still reduce that pushback. This is going to get destroyed. Bloop. We'll get 4 dice. 7 or higher to evade. Oh, you have the Hermes Cape, so you need 6 or higher. Oh, man. Oh, this is where it really sucks having that consumed by rage, because he is going to end up triggering that signature in the after attack. Dang. All right. So 6 or higher to evade. That's going to be 2 evades. I might as well spend the fate to reroll these. Oh wait, I need to go up 2 fate. So we're at 4 fate now. That is 3 evades, 1 hit. And each hit deals 2 danger. If the target is on a VP, displace it onto any rear space. Knock down. Oh, before I did this roll, I actually probably looking at the signature, closest Titan in front in range. I could have reflexed before the pushback so that I don't have to worry about this displaced onto any rear space and knocked down. Oh, it has to be a rear space. Okay, yeah, so I actually probably would have wanted to do that. So before, I mean, I kind of have more information now than I had before, but I don't want to have to be displaced into an ambrosia tile. Because it would be like, what, here? Actually, it's fine. Let's just roll with what we have. So we'll have gone there. Then he will, after he did the pushback, we would have had to do this ambrosia tile here. At certain levels, I definitely would not want to be doing this, but at this level, it's really not that big of a deal. Well, we still have to do the danger. So 2 danger. Oh, technically he was here. Let's be specific. Each hit deals 2 danger. We can't reduce that at all, so we're just gonna go up to 3 danger. That is a minor trauma for him. That would be gash. Well, never mind. That's gonna be a major trauma. This gets shuffled back into our minor trauma deck. And then we will have to draw a major trauma next. Oh gosh, nope, that's 2 cards. Major trauma. Dolos Cunning. Place up to 3 opening and or break tokens in the pool. Let's do like 1 opening and 2 break. I'm just happy that's not a super negative card. Not the most helpful thing, but better than negative. Then if the target is on a VP, he was displaced into any rear space and knockdown. So I'm going to displace onto here, suffer knockdown. Boom. That here. He's getting displaced. Let's see. So is this? I assume I would get an Ambrosia token here, but let me double check. Yeah, for displaced, it does say move the displaced target to an empty space. So, I mean, I think that is considered a movement. I don't know if it'd be considered voluntary or involuntary. Probably involuntary because I'm not choosing to do it. But yes, so it does make sense to me that that Earthshaker would get an Ambrosia tile. I was just wondering if there could possibly be an argument to say that, well, technically, I don't think he should. But he's getting into it. He fell into an Ambrosia trail. Makes sense that he's going to get one. And for anybody who's wondering why I didn't care to try to avoid this knockdown, I have he has the ability to stand up with the Eola Pile engine. Other Titans have Inspire. It didn't really seem like that big of a deal to me, so I just said, let's just play this as we had started it. But now we have the after attack. He doesn't have 4 or more fate, but he does have Consumed by Rage, so we're going to have to do this signature anyway. That'll come out. We have signature, which is targeting closest Titan in front in range. That's going to be our Logic Breaker. We're gonna get pushback and attack. Logic Breaker can reduce that pushback by 1, so we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. It's nice that you can reduce that, because otherwise we'd be crushed and dead right now. So at next level, oh, okay, actually at next level, the Chimera still only has 5 movement. He doesn't get more movement until level 5? Wow. Okay. And we're gonna get 3 dice at 7 or higher. Gain a number of Ambrosia tokens equal to the Chimera level. Ooh, I would like to avoid that, please. 7 or higher. That is 1 evade. We'll get 2 free rerolls. Dang. If we'd evaded at least 1 more, we could have just blocked that last one. Each hit deals 2 danger. I think maybe I'd rather just keep the Temenos Scale Shield unexhausted. So I will take those 2 hits. And we're gonna have to get 2 Ambrosia. Luckily, we are getting to 4 Rage on his next attack, so he will have 2 Elation. So Chimera level. Then each hit deals 2 danger, so he's about to take 4 danger. We can try to reduce that by a couple here. It reduces it by 1. Actually, it's a good thing we didn't block, because he's taking 3 danger now instead of 1. If he was out of 1, he would be doing an Obel Draw. Go to 3 danger, a minor trauma, just 1 card. Exhaust all your exhaustible gear if no gear was exhausted by this. So yeah, I think exhaustible gear just means any gear that has an ability on it that can exhaust. Not that. Oh, that's it. Well, so much for saying I want my scale shield to be unexhausted. Okay, and then that's it. Then your trauma goes back. Oh wait, after attack, gain 1 ambrosia. Ugh. Okay, actually, in hindsight, let's have done this. You will have used ambrosia containment to lower that initial gain to 1, and then we'll get that second one from the after attack there. That's fine. And now we are back in the Titan round. Ooh, actually, rewind, because this could save me an action. During this window of opportunity, I will happily take that to use a charge of Pursuer Order, move him over 2 spaces, and now I'm not worried about him getting crushed, and I won't have to use his movement to avoid being crushed. That'll come back out. And now as we go into the Titan round, that charge or Pursuer Order becomes available to us again. I'm going to grab some water really quickly. I think I'll go first with Earthshaker so that I can, if a BP3 comes up, I can use either Game Changer or Logic Breaker to get improve my chances of critting, or we want to be able to maybe get the final wound in with Remembrance so we can get another tally mark on that. Yeah, I think that makes sense. So I'll go with Earthshaker to start. Boom, we'll need to use the Ulapile engine to stand up. There. And then we will go 1, 2, and do a climb test here. Let's get onto a VP, need a green die. So what, we go from needing 8 or higher, he has +1 Fury, so that's 7 or higher, then we have +2 from our generic tokens, so we need a 5 or higher. Oh, and then we have our Monstaneer, so we should get another 2 from that, so we need 3 or higher, and that's it. 8. We successfully climb. Let's put you here. Then we'll get to do our attack rolls. Is there anything that we want to do before that? I don't think so. So we'll attack, go up to 4 rage. And we need, we have +4 to hit, so we need just 2 or higher. That is 2 2s. Okay, good enough. I don't need to try to crit on this one. Oh, there is still the other piece of gear that I need. Also this, at the beginning of the Titan round, I actually should have rolled for the cannon. I'm gonna see if I can prime the cannon for that relief shell shot. Nope, that accidentally rolled, but I'm gonna keep it anyway because I don't really care that much. So we do not prime the cannon. So we're gonna get 2 black, 2 red, and we'll have a bonus power for this attack. Oh, this is Remembrance that we already have for the crit effect, so we don't care. And this is, we're on super solid right now. Oh, I'm kind of dumb. I didn't really pay attention to this trait. We're on super solid, so I'm gonna have to deal 1 extra power. We need to deal with 8 as our AT field value. We really need 7 because we have power from Pierce Clipios. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We are good. There's enough power. We wound. We gain the Bellerophonic condition card. Bellerophonic. That will go there. Then we will put this on our wound stack. We'll go up to 6 there. We'll get a single there. Go up to 5. This will go up to 2. That was a BP 2, so we'll get a BP 3. 3, 2, 1. BP 2. Oh, sorry, I have cards all in the way here. Okay, AI 2 comes out. AI 3 goes in. 3, 2, 1. AI 1. Swap out these black dice here. Okay, and then we're going to get 2 opening from Asclepios. We wounded a BP 2, so we can lose 2 danger. We can then get 3 break and an opening. And that is from our Kratos table. Yeah, I'll take that. And we end our turn. Actually, let me put him back here. Yeah, all right. So Earthshaker is done. It's actually looking like we can get that core from getting 7 wounds into the secondary stack. But looking very unlikely that we'll get multiple cores this fight. Most likely only going to get 1. I'm going to go next with Logic Breaker. Let's use a Night to Remember to unexhaust Temenos Scale Shield. We'll do a climb test. And we'll only need a 4 or higher. That's a 7. So we do successfully climb. And then we will attack. Gain rage. 1 die. And we need, let's see, we have +4, +5 total. So yeah, just don't crit miss. We're still on super solid, right? Yes. That's a 2. Debating if I want to re-roll that. Nah, if it was a BP 3 I would, but I think here I'll just keep it. I don't want to risk a full miss. So we're going to get 2 auto break. And I'll draw our BP card here. Oh, it's Elation. Yeah, it would not make sense for Elation to be a first ability window. Draw BP 2. Oh man, we would be able to try to crit and get that. Disable the line trigger AI card. Okay. Well, actually, this is good to know that at least I wasn't sure if I'd be able to use the grappling hook to crit on the card that has Jaws of the Lion on it. So I would not be able to use grappling hook to do that. So at least we got some information there. We're going to need 5 to wound this. We have 4 reds. It's going to be 4, 5, 6, 7. It beats it by 2. We can get a power reroll on this one. Let's try that. Okay, that should bring us to 8, right? So we beat it by 3. Super solid. We are Collapsus, Slab, Sword, or Shield. Yeah, okay, now we're good there. We will gain the Bellerophonic condition card. And we will put this in our wound stack. There's up to 7 wounds there. 6 wounds in our secondary stack. And then our critical mass trait is now ready to fire off another AI card. What am I doing? Go escalate. We need another BP3 in this. Stop in 3, 2, 1. BP3. Then we need to take out an AI2 and put in an AI3. Ultimate is not in here yet. Like that. 3, 2, 1. AI1. Nice. That's awesome. Go back to this and we'll clear our Kratos pool. We did beat the AT by 3. We're at 4, rage 4. So yeah, we can get 3 break from our overbreak. We can get 1 opening from our puzzle axe. We can use Elation 2 to get 2 more opening and get rid of those Ambrosia. And I think that's it. We do have a movement still, but first so let's put this in Cox's position there, just so I remember that she has movement left, because first we need to resolve the AI card for critical mass. Draw our AI. And we have Shamble. Closest Titan in front in range. Nobody is in front. Closest Titan not in rear in range. All right, that will be our game changer. We're gonna get pushback and attack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we are gonna wanna reflex away with Sky Seer. So first let's set game changers our target. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Although game changer can also reduce the pushback by 1, so we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4. Are Ambrosia tiles indestructible? Can I replace that smaller one with a Ambrosia trail? Does not say they're indestructible, so we can just move it basically. Swap it out. We get this. Game changer is going to have to roll 3 dice. Oops, that's 7 or higher. We have 4 rerolls. That is 2 evades right off the bat. Reroll this one. That's a full evade. There is no after attack, so we are just going to end the attack there. Nice. That was easy. Really nice that we got that AI1 on top there. Go back to Logic Breaker's turn, and I think we just want to move off so that we can make room for our Sky Seer to get up there and use the Remembrance. I could try to crit with Game Changer because I would have Deadly, but I'd rather just take what I know I can, like, yeah, okay, increasing my odds of critting is nice, but I'd rather just take what I know I can guarantee that if I wound with the Remembrance, then we get closer to getting the Bellerophon. Bellerophon. I don't know. This game just makes me question how good I am at reading and pronouncing words. I like usually think I'm pretty good, and I get into this game and I'm like, what the hell am I saying? And why am I saying it differently every time? All right, so let's move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know. Shouldn't matter. And then here, go over here. Is there anything that we can do to like increase Skyseer's chances of wounding? Not that I see. Oh, also, I don't really think this is going to actually matter, but I guess I could use Siren Survivor. Discard that, and use that to discard this condition card. Sure. Like I said, shouldn't matter. Then we will move with her. Gonna activate that camera. Go 1, 2. We do not have scale available with her. Was there a window of opportunity that I could have? Well, yeah, I didn't want to get adjacent in that zone during that AI card, so I wouldn't have done that. So yeah. All right, we will just do a good old-fashioned climb test here. He has +1 rage or +1 fury, so we need a 5 or higher on this. 6. We climb the Chimera. Then we're just gonna attack, right? Yep, I think so. We'll have our, what is it, 2 dice? Yeah. We have +3, so we just need a 3 or higher. All right, come on. I'm gonna crit. Critting on this would be amazing, because then we could get possibly 2 cores. Dang. We will definitely need to re-roll this. I'm gonna re-roll the crit die too. We're gonna gain 2 fate. Boom. 4s. All right, no crit, but we do get 2 hits at least. Dang. My fights are always... I guess we started out with a couple of crits in this fight, right? Was that this fight? I think so. Yeah, we got at least a 1 crit from getting the extra... Oh, yeah, we could have gotten the muck virus, and then we had the one that was getting the single extra wound. Okay, so I think we crit twice. Can't always get what you want. We're going to get auto break 1, though. I do want that. Draw our BP. The cancerous core. We could have gotten a humanity as well. Let's see, we are on gelatinous right now, so there's +2 AT if attacked with a weapon other than club, sets to slab sword or shield. This is a slab sword though, so we don't have to worry about this bonus AT. Okay, good, nice. So we will get 2 black and 2 red, correct? And I should be at 3 rage. Why is it that I always forget to increase the rage for Skyseer? Okay. That is going to be 2. Let's see, how many breaks do we have? We have 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh. So definitely re-rolling this. How many power re-roll do we have? Oh, I think we only have 1. Yeah, okay. All right, we're gonna re-roll this. Nice. That should be 9 total, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is enough to wound this cancerous core, and that will put a generic double wound in there and a single wound there. So that goes to 7, this goes to 9, and we have dealt, what, 16 wounds to it. We only needed 14 to actually kill it, but we win! Woohoo! And we should at least get a core from the bonus stuff. Okay, pull out this. Okay, move these out of the way here. We have 1 double wound and a single wound in here, so let's pull those out. The double wound gets replaced with a BP3. This, and then the single wound gets replaced with a BP1 or 2, so we'll just put a BP1 in there, because that is on top. And, all right, so let's lay these out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom, 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 boom. I don't even know why I lay the BP ones out. They just have the Violet Ambrosia on them. Who cares? All right, so from these, we are going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 2 is 10 ambrosia. We need to pull up this is the screen that we need. We get 10 ambrosia. Then we will get 1, 2 of, which resource is that? So it's going to be 4 chimeric tars and 4 super solid relief mass. Right, yeah. Okay, and then if we reference our bonus table here, we had 9 wounds in the regular stack and 7 wounds in the secondary wound stack. That means we're going to get an extra BP2, an extra BP3, and a core. Woohoo! We just get 2 cores now for Chimera. And we get an extra BP2 and BP3. Just pull those out here. Boom. Boom. It's going to be 2 more ambrosia. And is that what I always forget the pictures here? Chimeric tar. So it's going to be 4 more chimeric tar. Nice. Sweet. Reset Triskelions. I will do that off camera. Subtract 3 Argo Fate. That is sorely needed right now. Love that. And yeah, all right, that's it. We didn't have any Titans die. Void, shuffle all. I do need to shuffle those back in. Battle recap. Yeah, I mean, these fights against the Chimera have been going very well for me. I have not really had to deal with a lot of movement with him. I think that overall has been kind of attributed to getting relatively lucky. In this fight, we got lucky with the cards that we drew for the critical mass trait. In my first fight, I wasn't quite as lucky. I was much closer to dying with a couple of Titans there. Let's see, anything that I would do differently. As I go into the level 3 fights against him, the puzzle axe, the puzzle axe is still very good, but I'll start feeling a little more, oh, actually no, because the level 3 fights, he doesn't get additional AT. He only gets that he starts getting that at level 4. So never mind. I could be more, be trying to do out of reach evades more often. But his attacks just don't hit that hard, say, knocking on wood. Like, we've been able to keep that pretty under control. unless I'm missing a trait. Like that's kind of one of the things that I'm concerned about is like, am I doing something just completely wrong with him? At level 4, once he gets to level 4, I think that'll be when it's a decent amount harder, because then we're gonna have -2 to our ambrosia limit. So at that point, I could see it making more sense to want to think about out of reach evades, because we'd also have to deal with 2 escalations at that point. We're more likely to get AI 2s and 3s, which are going to deal more ambrosia. So then we might want to be thinking about out of reach evades more, maybe trying to go back to like a strategy of taking hits, like alternating between a couple of Titans who is going to get attacked. But for now, Logic Breaker just being the main tank has been working out for us. But it also helped that we got to start with an extra rage for everybody in this fight. Yeah, I think that's kind of it. I will end the video there. This is a relatively short battle. I think I tried to be a little bit more concise with explaining things and that sort of stuff, but it all just happened to be a fight that we got over pretty quickly. So thank you all for joining. I appreciate your time, and I'll see you in the next video.